This program is up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. So if you have 10 employees, it's up to $260,000. That's why we say up to. That's the max. But there's a lot of people that says, well, I got PPP, I guess I don't qualify. No, if you got PPP, you can now get ERC. There's just a calculation we have to do to come back to you and say, hey, you end up getting $15,000 per employee.
Hi, everybody. Jose Luis Morales here. Welcome back to another episode of the Morales Group Show. Today, we have a repeat guest. His name is Josh Zieglowsky. He is one of the co-founders for a company called ERC Specialists. And today, he's going to be covering with us what are the required documents if you want to qualify for the ERC credit. We're going to tell you where to get them and what are they. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with ERC Specialists is a company that specializes in helping business owners file and maximize their ERC credit. Now, if you're not familiar with them, they have helped over 37,000 business owners receive over $6.5 billion worth of credits. Yes, $6.5 billion, and that's as of January 6, 2023. Before we get started, if you would like to take a quick survey to see if you qualify for ERC and how much you qualify for, make sure to visit erchelpnow.com. Now, welcome to the show, Josh. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good, man. Thank you for being back. So let's get right into it. Like, what are the documents that are required to file for your ERC credit?
Yeah, I mean, logistically, like you said, is they do a survey, takes them 5 or 10 minutes on the website, the erchelp.com. From there, it's going to pop up what documents you need. But just if you want to get them in advance, there's 3 separate categories. One is your PPP information, whether you got it or not. That's number one. That's the first category. The second one is 941s. What is a 941? We all know about 1040s and 1120s. You know, those are our income tax returns. 941s is your quarterly reports that you have to send into the IRS each and every quarter for your payroll. What we ask for, and this is what's required on the program to submit to the IRS, is 941 for quarters 2, 3, and 4 in 2020, and 1, 2, and 3 in 2021. So there's 6 different quarters that we'll need you to upload. The last one is a payroll report. And we actually give you a step-by-step guide on how to achieve that, whether you use ADP, Paychex, Gusto, the majors, or maybe use a local company. We have about 20 different payroll services that we give you step-by-step guide on how to do that. It'll take you I'd say maybe 5 to 10 minutes to kind of go through the steps and then upload your payroll report, which shows your employees that you had during those quarters. Those are the 3 categories. Once we get those, we evaluate them. It takes us about a day or two. If there's something that's not, maybe it's scanned wrong or whatever, we'll come back and tell you. But if it's correct, we'll let you know. And then we'll say, hey, it'll take us about 3 weeks to come back to you after that.
And then let's say that somebody does not have a payroll company. Does that mean that they can't file for the ERC credit? Or is there a way to get this payroll report otherwise? And if not, like, what is in this payroll report that you guys are looking for?
If they don't have a payroll company, a payroll report, they probably don't have enough employees. If they have a couple different employees, they're probably using some sort of software rather than like the old way of not the Rolodex, but spreadsheet, paper, all that stuff. But yeah, it does hinder things because the IRS does require us to go through and verify those employees.
Why do we have to provide PPP information? Just out of curiosity.
There's a calculation we do. This is why a lot of tax professionals don't do this, because they specialize in your income taxes or whatever that is. They don't specialize in this new program that's only going to be around for a couple years. What we do is we have to compare what you received in PPP to what you could qualify for. And there's a calculation we have to do in regards to that. And that's why we come back and say, okay, you're approved for this amount of money. This program is up to $26,000 per W-2 employees. So if you have 10 employees, it's up to $260,000. That's why we say up to. That's the max. But there's a lot of people that says, well, I got PPP, I guess I don't qualify. No, if you got PPP, you can now get ERC. There's just a calculation we have to do to come back to you and say, hey, you end up getting $15,000 per employee. Not the 26, but you got a portion of it or whatever that is. It could be 5,000. But we do the calculations for you and then come back to you and tell you what you're approved for. You can go all the way to that point to find out what you're approved for without spending a dime.
Sounds good. And then once again, for our viewers out there, if you want to take that quick survey to see if you qualify and how much you qualify for, that doesn't mean that you have to file. You can take the quick survey. It'll tell you that number. Visit erchelpnow.com. Once again, that is erchelpnow.com. Thank you so much, Josh, for being on the show.
Thanks, Jose. Take care.